Sim, sim. 2 lives em um dia? Pô, muito trabalhador. Duas lives em um dia, velho. Quem é esse cara? Ai. Peraí. Formando visualização em like, hein? Você viu? Pô, é uma boa ideia, né? Agora que se me der. Não, não dá. Que horas que eles vão começar? Ah, não. Calma aí. Quanto tempo, você viu? Vem de volta. 14 minutos. Esse cara tá de sacanagem. O quê? Estamos de volta, estamos de volta. O cara fazendo hora de novo, você viu? Pô, eu nunca fiz tanta live quanto esse mês e mês passado. Vocês nunca viram um cara tão frequente. Deixa eu ver. Deixa eu ver quantas lives eu fiz. Pô, eu fiz live mais cedo, dia 26. Tá de sacanagem. Foi a live de hoje. 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18. Caralho. Streak, hein, véi? 16, 13, 12, 11, 9, 10. Peraí. 11, 10, 9, 8, 5, 2 e mês passado. Pô, o streak tá. Foi streak, véi. Como tá Mr. Ghost? Tá de boa. Eu nem sabia que tinha feito tanta live. Tá porra. Mas eu acho que Destiny 1 você gostaria de que tivesse no Destiny 2. Como é que fala? Arma exótica? Não tem ideia. Literalmente. Arma exótica. Malok. Foi a arma exótica que mais tive horas no final do Destiny 3. Destiny 1. No ano 3. Quando vai chegar esse evento pra gente? 9 de abril. E Valer de boa. Vai ter somente essas armas, vai ter mais. Eu sei tanto quanto você. E aí, Guilherme, de boa? Tô de boa, tô de boa. Que mais armas? Será que eles vão... Será que eles teriam a coragem de trazer de volta a topo da montanha, velho? Porra. Ela não é tão forte quanto antigamente, né? A arma que seria da hora era abusada. A munição quebra muito, velho. O Superstone mais ou menos seria ótimo pra destruir com o arcano. Que é tua Loki? Ou assim, o Superstone mais ou menos. Live on na Twitch, né? Já tô em live eles. Essa sopa da montanha aqui, um G, né? Quiser mais forja? Deixa eu ver. Porra. twitch.tv/bungo. Áudio. Aí. Apreciem. Pera aí. Pronto. O site é esse, The Games Push. A mão de cara fazer o quê? Pff, não tem Deus, Gigi. Que ela fazia um dash nenhum. Uma coisa que eles não erram. Música. Os caras cozinham quando o negócio é música. Sim, sim. Lembro. Não tem ideia de onde que é essa música, velho. Isso aqui é de onde? Ou é nova? A soundtrack do Dash é realmente muito boa, assim. Pô, a da Deepstone Encryption, velho, até hoje. É bizarro. É intancável de boa. É nova. É intancável de boa aquela lá. É Deepstone ou Mobile, se não me engano, acho que é o nome. Muito foda, velho. É boa demais, é bizarro. Ela fica melhor ainda. Tipo, ela é muito boa sozinha. Ela fica melhor ainda na raid, velho. O que você está fazendo na raid, Clovis falando, tá acontecendo na tua tela, é bizarro, velho. É bizarro, velho. Quando tem rodízio de alguma masmorra, é bizarro falar isso. Você pode fazer várias vezes, sim. Se for a masmorra da semana, você pode ficar farmando. Fazendo. Isso aqui é boa também, velho. Exato, Guilherme. Muta o jogo. Então, Cadu, eu pensei literalmente no rodízio, normal. Da roupa é boa também. As do D1, velho, da órbita são muito fodas. Também. 5 minutos pra saber o loot. Olha, se você não deixou o like, deixa o like. 5 minutos pra sabermos o que vai estar vindo com os adentro de armas, né? Não sei, Remura. Talvez. Aqui nas duas lives? Como assim? Assim, nas duas lives, cadê? O que você fez antes? É, se você deixou o like lá, essa, tipo, foi pra lá, né? É tipo um vídeo. Já pensou em uma topo da montanha com... Não, para com isso. Pare com isso imediatamente. Manda um salve pra minha professora de teoria do estado 2. E Wagner, Hugo. Pô, essa música é boa. Muito imbecil, velho. E o William, de boa? Perdi a voz. Três minutos. Oh, Deus. Oh, Deus. Manda um salve também pro meu patrão que deve estar na lancha que ele comprou com meu esforço e os demais. CLT. Música é legal. Se essa música tivesse uma rádio, eu ia gostar. Será que um dia iremos rever a quebra de onda Destiny 2? É possível, mas com outro perk exótico. Sonho com a volta da Palindrome. Pode estar bem perto de você, velho. Vamos ver, né? 1 minuto. Rezem. Quero o chat assim, ó. Ah, não lembro agora, Guilherme. Exatamente. Rezem. Opa. Eles vão lá e mostram só aquela atividade de nível ainda. Eles falaram que no boot. Essa semana. Opa.
Hello everyone, good
Agora.
morning, good evening, good day, and good time zone to you all, and welcome back to our second of 3 live streams to go ahead and talk
Deus.
about what's going to be coming with Destiny 2 in
Rezem.
light on April 9th. As a reminder, everything you're about to see is available to all players, just as was everything last week when we went ahead and had a chance to go ahead and walk through Onslaught. Now, today we've obviously got a few topics that we touched on last week. We got a new social space to go ahead and check out.
Na verdade, vou mostrar a torre também, né?
Obviously,
Quer dizer,
and
nova
maybe
área social.
an up close and personal look at the Brave Arsenal. But of course, I'm not the only one who's going to be talking through it. I'm joined by an all-star cast of folks here from the Bungie development team, and I'm going to go ahead and
Esse cara do meio é o cara das armas.
His face, but Tom Farnsworth, senior design lead, how you doing today?
I'm doing great, yeah. And,
Oh, pai.
a little bit about myself here. I've been at Bungie for about 12 years, maybe a little longer. It's been a while.
A decade plus.
And obviously there's some stuff we're going to be looking at today that's kind of like full circle.
Yeah.
With, you know, the Space Tiger logo, the light there.
Os dois caras escreveram igual, velho. Que isso, velho?
I've been fortunate to, you know, I was able to place the Kavastov way back in Cosmo.
Mano, Cadu e
Yeah,
Tuxis.
that was something.
Pô, é essa, velho?
Teams are stronger than heroes is a big
Os caras se ueram.
There's a few things that I'm really having had a chance to work proud to interact with.
Pô, o Bardock
players. And then
também,
there's
velho.
some things I'm a little more infamous for, like placing the drop pods and homecoming.
So follow him on Twitter, let him know how you thought about that, right?
And then over the past few years, I've been working on seasons and things like the 30th and Into the Light.
Very
As a
excited.
Vamos
creative.
ver.
Awesome. Very cool.
Estamos
Thank you very
introduzindo,
much
né?
for your hard work as someone who's played a lot of
Gêmeos.
it. Excited to go ahead and dive in more with even more of it today. And of course, also
Esse é o cara das armas.
by Chris
Esse agora.
Proctor, senior design lead here
Chris
at Bungie.
Proctor. É o
Chris, for the fine
é o
folks at
que
home who may
balanceia
not
também
have heard
PVP.
you on a podcast or know anything about you, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do here at Bungie?
Yeah, Andy, thanks. Yeah, I joined Bungie 4.5 years ago as weapons feature lead for Destiny 2. So a bunch of Destiny releases. This will be my 17th with Into the Light.
Is that all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Going through like a bunch of great
17 lançamentos
Yeah,
no,
it's
no
gonna be
Destiny.
cool. We
Tá
obviously have
porra,
a
velho.
lot of stuff to talk through with the Brave Arsenal today, and greatest hits, I think, is probably the best way to describe it. And of course, last but very not least, down at the end, the one and only Kelsey Rice, systems designer here at Bungie. Kelsey, how you doing today?
Hello, I'm doing great.
All right, well,
for having me.
obviously the third verse, same as the second and the first. For the folks at home who may not know you or know anything about your work, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Só
and what you do
calvos,
here at
calma.
Bungie?
Cabelo é caro
I'd
hoje em
love
dia.
to. First, yes, I'm a systems designer at Bungie. I've been here for about 2.5 years, and I work on a lot of fun stuff like quests and pursuits and progressions, a lot of like spreadsheet design, which
The
I really love.
fabric that holds all of our adventures together, honestly.
Yes.
Very exciting. Well, obviously, you've had a big hand in Into the Light as well today. We're going to go ahead and dive into that here in just a bit. But, you know, before we go ahead and dive on, is there anything you guys are excited about today in particular, or should we just go ahead and show rather than just tell? What do you think?
Mostre,
So
imediatamente.
it is. All right, let's go
Mostre.
ahead and dive on in. Dive
Opa.
on in, rather. So we're going to start off. We have a brand new social space.
Área
Hallway
social.
Champions that we're going to go ahead and check on out. Kelsey, shall you? Kelsey's the one who's responsible for taking us through that. So shall you return to the throne world, obviously, and dive on in?
Bring me your tithes.
Perfect. Excellent. That's right. There are.
Mostra
tons
imediatamente,
together.
área social.
Now, while we're on the way, Tom, Hall of Champions is a brand new social space here.
Hall
in
of
Destiny 2.
Champions.
Where is this? Where are we gonna where's this place been? Why are we checking it out now?
So Shaxx has
champions.
carved out just a little bit of the backstage of the tower.
Yeah.
And you're going to see a few
torre.
little fun nods
Opa.
here to Destiny history.
Recusa, recusa.
Yeah,
Atenção,
we got
atacou.
Kelsey on
Recusa.
screen here. We got Sweepy Bot, and this is actually the lead up to the Hall of Champions.
Ela tá com a
This is
sensação
where
tão
they
alta,
keep it
velho.
all the time.
Yeah, this is what, you know, there's an off season for a lot of the holiday events.
Yeah. Little pile of
And,
snow.
And,
Esse aqui é na parte de trás da torre,
yeah,
eles
a
falam.
little snow there. There's some greenery.
This is interesting. All right, so we found.
Mano, ela tá
sword
com uma
room
sensação
here
muito
for
alta,
you.
velho.
So he's carved out space maybe that has been hiding in plain view potentially for other sweeper bots or red jacks around the tower.
And there's some stuff from
A recusa na mão. A mira da recusa. Tem o
Oh,
símbolo
that's
da.
right, yeah.
Some little,
Noah put it here himself.
no, and all the space, like if we just take a step forward.
Cara, tem um GL na cinética ali.
Here's the champion.
Tem um GL na cinética. Cara, tá foda, hein, velho.
And just like
Calma aí.
Zer kind of carved out Eternity
Pô, tá bonito.
for the 30th anniversary.
Mas tem um GL ali na cinética, velho. Se for à toa, pô. Opa, recusa.
This is going to be your home base for Into the Light.
Excellent.
Não, mostra mais,
All
mostra
right,
mais.
well, Kelsey, can you go ahead and show us a little bit? We're going to go ahead and walk up here. We see a whole bevy of chests, actually. Let's go ahead and start there. What are we looking at, and how do we?
Esse aqui
go
são
ahead
tudo
and
armas, estão voltando?
cracking these open, rather.
Yeah, so as you can see, this space is just full of chests. You can see here all the class
Baús?
icons on the floor. A little bit like 30th. You can come here to
É como
redeem this currency.
É como a área do Shure lá,
that you're
velho.
gonna earn from completing Onslaught and from playing the broad game in
Que você abre os baús no Shure.
So all of these trophies here, if you progress your
Em
height
14 a
with
50.
Shaxx, you'll be able to spend them here, all
Reputação,
these
4 a
chests to
10.
get a really cool set of armor. I can pull open my character so you can see what
Opa.
that looks like on the hunter.
That's right. Also, too,
Aquilo ali é
for
topo da
folks at
montanha.
home, we went ahead
Aquilo
and mentioned
ali
this as
é a
well online,
topo
but
da
as a quick
montanha.
reminder, this is actually an armor set that's
E o
inspired
set
by
tá foda
year
pra
one
porra.
of Destiny 2.
Mas aquilo ali é topo da montanha.
Tom, this is the parade armor set, I believe is what we're referring to it as.
So like it's the D2 Year 1 parade armor.
Aquilo ali
Added in Homecoming. It's kind of a classic set. We're again like full circle here with we were like beginning the Destiny 2 saga there, and now we're kind of ending the fight here. We're getting ready to take the fight to the Witness, and Shaxx has got this iconic set of armor. We're calling it the Parade
Pô, tá bonita a área.
2.0.
Yeah.
And
Falou, Wagner.
everyone can earn it. It's available to all
É
players.
tipo a área do Shure, que você vai abrindo os baús e vai pegando as armas e armaduras.
Play with it too.
Very nice. And also too for folks out there, we got
Nosso
the
amigo,
hunter
né?
here. Actually, Kelsey, can we check
Pô,
out
tá foda,
the
velho.
armor set one more
Tá
time?
bonito.
Yeah.
The folks at home. Also too, so this is an up close and personal look, obviously, at this armor set,
Não,
which will be
mostra a
available
arma. Eu
to
quero a arma,
everyone
velho.
that goes ahead and jumps into the light.
É de graça, tá?
Also
Pra quem
too,
tá se
there's a
perguntando, é
Titan
de graça.
set and a Warlock set, we should also say. That you can go ahead and see in the key art as well, but obviously this will be arriving on April 9th, so you'll get a chance to go ahead and go
Mostra a arma, desgraça.
yeah, it's looking fresh, honestly. I'm not too. I wouldn't be upset to go ahead and don that armor.
Pô, aquele capacete tá foda, velho.
Boy, and
Yeah, it
there's
was
some
really
others.
interesting, like
Capacete
setting all
manopla.
we're working on all this stuff because we were kind of waiting to finally see that set, and finally being able to equip it in game was just such a cool experience.
Yeah, honestly. All right, so we're obviously equipped. We've got an armor set that we're going to go ahead and be chasing down, but
Eu estava vendo aquele baú
we're
ali.
now hanging out with Shaxx, and is that our site over there as well?
Yes, that is our site. And one last chest I want to point out here.
Oh,
too.
please.
This one is going to be your hub for just grinding out weapons. So
Seu hub pra te dar armas.
Those trophies that you'll be collecting with Shaxx, you can just keep redeeming them here, and you'll
Os
be able to
troféus
get
que
all
você
your
ganha com o
guns
Shaxx, você pode
and
dar
this
redinha
one
ali.
here is we're bringing back the gift of the Thunder Gods. So if you need to catch up on your power level,
Ah, esse aqui, esse baú é tipo o baú da temporada das...
That's right. And honestly, it's again
Da-
a reminder. This is
dos
available to
piratas,
all
velho,
players,
que
so if
tinha
you've
algumas
got any
coisas
friends that maybe
adicionais
aren't quite at that powerful cap,
pra
also
quem
too,
está
actually,
voltando
double check. This will bring folks
jogar.
up to the powerful cap, was it?
Powerful, not pinnacle.
That's right. Okay, perfect. All right.
Que server
So,
é esse?
for
Como
your
assim,
friends that want to go
Jonathan?
ahead and dive in right alongside you, even if they maybe haven't played, very much recently, they got a chance to go ahead and just catch right up. They'll be ready. Be ready for day one.
Aperta aí,
Okay,
porra!
perfect. So let's go ahead and talk to Shaxx actually as a starting point. So how are we going to be working with Shaxx? Obviously, he's opened up his den of antiquities to us. But Kelsey, can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, so we need to pull out all the stops in defeating the Witness. So Shaxx has opened up his brave arsenal for us. And as you can
Shaxx
see,
abriu
Shaxx is
o
really
arsenal
like
bravo,
shining
né?
star
Arsenal
of this
da-
area. I've been kind of panning by all these hollow
Pra derrotar
Shaxxes that line
a
the space, which I'll be happy to talk about in a moment.
testemunha.
Oh yes.
But yeah, let's go talk to him and see what he's got. So over the
desgraça.
course of Into the Light, as you
Pô, eu quero aquela quantidade de prata ali, velho. Me coloca isso da conta.
This cool stuff. One
É
thing
tipo
in
Shure.
particular I want to point out.
Interesting.
This key.
Super
A
Black Key.
Super black key. Is that what I'm seeing over there, Kelsey?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, and I wonder where that goes.
So maybe people that are D1 vets potentially from back in the day might remember this. Is this what's this symbiote we're looking back here?
Yeah, right now
Ready.
it's pretty powerful. It's in containment, but if
Wait.
you keep playing Into the Light, you'll be able to get access to the keys you need to unlock this. And get access.
Isso é do Destiny 1.
So good. All right. So obviously, too, yes, as a reminder, heads up to everyone. So one of the ultimate rewards available through this will indeed be
Aquilo ali é o
the
Destiny.
Super Black Shader. It's back, finally. It's back. There's probably some song lyrics to go along with that. I couldn't tell you what they are. But I will say to the Destiny Fashion subreddit, we are prepared for you to go ahead and take this on wholesale. So
Peraí,
actually,
aquilo ali é um tonalizador.
let's go ahead and just equip Super Black
Que você ganha no
really
final.
quickly. Oh, man.
Oh, nossa, esse é o tonalizador que você ganha no final.
It does not get
Meu
much better than
Deus.
that.
Ganhamos. This is cinema.
Excellent. All right.
Yeah.
So Shaxx is obviously going to be there to help us.
This
In addition to
is
the brave
cinema.
arsenal and the armor, Super Black is waiting for us. So tell us a little bit about our site as well. Actually, he's. I'm not sure if many people in the chat know. About
Finalmente
him.
tonalizador todo
But,
preto, véi.
Let's go ahead and get a look and see what we're going to be working with him on.
Yeah. So our site has a lot of quests for us, and we did some pretty
Fio de gatina.
things, in my opinion, with some of the quests you can pick up from our site. They're going to unlock a couple things. They also have very
Batedor,
fun pun
indeciso,
that I had a lot
sucessão,
of fun working on.
né?
So for every single weapon that we're going to be talking about today, there's a corresponding quest. Once
Fio
you
de guilhotina.
complete the quest for that weapon, you're
Que
going
caralho
to be
tinha
able to
sucessão ali, velho?
unlock access to that weapon dropping as rewards. But there's two other really cool things that we can talk about there. One, we have these special limited edition appearances for the Brave Arsenal.
Yeah.
So completing these quests, you're going to get a guaranteed, curated copy of these limited edition weapons.
Excellent.
Which I'm happy to show. They look rad. And you'll unlock
São edições especiais curadas.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Quando você faz aquela tipo, edição limitada. São as únicas.
Look, of course,
Mountaintop.
Obviously, for the folks at home, they may remember this one. I get a hunch that chat.
A
obviously,
top.
get a little
Mano,
excited,
pô, tão fodas, tá? Os tonalizadores. As armas únicas, entre aspas.
So this
do
is
arsenal.
a quick look at the mountaintop. Obviously, Chris, we're going to dive in more.
Pô,
with
tão
the
fodas,
full,
hein, velho?
Brave Arsenal
Bonitas.
a little bit, but this is, I believe she touched on the limited edition versions of these, the ornaments that exist on there. Can you tell
Tem
us a little bit
amplificador,
about
velho.
what the limited
O GL tem
edition
amplificador de
of these
impulso.
are that are available over the course of Into the Light?
Sure, yeah. So the Brave Arsenal weapons will drop
Reclusa
from Onslaught,
com mestre de armas.
and we're talking a little bit about attunement and whatnot here. There is a low chance that one will drop as a limited edition variant, which comes pre-equipped with a super shiny ornament that's
Yeah.
locked to that weapon.
Yeah.
So the
Ornamento locado àquela arma.
is, the limited edition variant. These are kind of exotic levels of fancy.
Yeah.
So you can't apply shaders to the ornaments. You have to remove the ornament first.
Got it.
Ah, tipo, você não pode colocar tonalizador por cima do ornamento. São ornamentos únicos. Caso você queira aplicar um tonalizador, você precisa tirar o ornamento delas.
Alright.
Pô, tão
So it's the
bonitas.
ultimate I was there version with the limited edition on there, but other than that, after the final shape
Opa.
launches, people will still be able to get
Cabeça de martelo.
for them.
Yeah, there's like that's
Tá de volta.
visuals. They drop with double perks in both trait columns.
Tá de volta.
Any other gameplay difference.
1830 de poder. Eu acho que é só por causa de ser playtest deles. Não é, acho que não é por causa de...
Fair enough. Makes sense. Absolutely. All right, we're going to be getting
Que vai aumentar,
these
não.
out in a little bit. So, obviously, we're going to go through all of these here in just a bit. Chat, there's a taste of just a few. We're glad that you get a chance to go ahead and check it out.
Mano, o tonalizador,
But
todo
also,
preto,
too, for
velho.
the folks that want to go ahead and farm these rolls out. Kelsey, I believe you just mentioned attunement. Can you tell us a little bit more about that before we move on?
Yes, I'd love to. So one cool thing that you can do when completing these weapon quests, once they're available at our site, is attune to a weapon. So let's say that there's a weapon you really want to drop. You can bend luck in your favor and make it more likely for that weapon to appear. So for example, I can do that now.
Peraí. Okay.
Let's do Recluse.
Yeah.
So
Tá.
Seems to be pretty hyped on Recluse.
So, if you're looking around, you'll see there's all of these Shaxxes everywhere, which we just had an absolute blast working with and coming up with. And once you've unlocked attunement, you can just freely do this at any time. You can change your attunement at any time.
Attunement.
You can choose which weapon has a higher chance of dropping. So I'm going to do that now.
There we go.
Got our thumbs
Tipo, pra fazer com que a recusa drope mais frequentemente.
Always use more affirmations.
It never hurts, honestly. He shouts them very effectively, I might add.
Yes. So yeah.
São
at
únicas
any
das armas
point,
TC.
You can just visit another one. I could even just go and, unattune and reattune to my heart's content. Just once you've unlocked it, you can do that at any time. So yeah, pick your favorites that you want to chase and
É isso aí mesmo. Você vai poder focar na arma que você quer farmar, basicamente. Attunement. Não, é tipo foco. Você poder focar a recusa. Mais 100 slots para o cofre. Mais 100 slots para o cofre.
You'll be getting 100 more vault slots. So go ahead and dive on in and grab whatever you want to go ahead and chase. Excellent. All right. I think that's a solid tour of the Hall of Champions. I think maybe at this point we go ahead and start diving on in with the Brave Arsenal. Tom, what are you thinking?
Yeah, I'll hop in. Let's go clean out some lost sectors.
There we go. Excellent.
Yeah.
We got some demos to run as well. All right, everyone. So this is as a quick look at the Hall of Champions as well.
Pô,
now we're going to go ahead and dive on in and look at the Brave Arsenal. Now, Chris, obviously,
Cabeça de
you were
martelo tinha 2 perks de dano, velho.
involved with kind of
Esqueci de
setting
falar.
this whole thing up, with building the Brave Arsenal
Mas tinha
design.
chacina
Can you tell us a little bit
e...
about, you know, how
o
you
que um
guys
tal,
landed
esqueci o
on
nome
this
de agora.
iconic set of Destiny weapons for Into the Light?
Yeah, and we all have our own favorite weapons internally, and wanted to make sure that we delivered on a ton of nostalgia for the whole like Destiny 2 weapon set.
Yeah.
If you look on Reddit or Twitter, there are hundreds of weapons that these could be. We
Yeah.
had to narrow it down to 12. It's like we couldn't reasonably fit any more into the activity.
Yeah.
We couldn't
Mano.
necessarily afford to make many more than that.
Here we go.
Por que que ele? Ele tem caça-cabeça e um novo
Weapons
perk.
from across Destiny's history. A few recent ones, most of them are
Meu Deus,
from
o pulso tá
early
voltando.
Yeah. So
Deixa
for
eles
those who've been
cozinharem.
terrorized by Blast Furnace
Peraí.
and the Crucible, it's back now.
Ok.
Obviously. Yeah, honestly,
O
Tom,
last
let's go ahead and just kind of
stand,
walk through these. Let's
Cara, o
go
status
ahead and
como,
get that,
velho?
Hung Jury,
Os
I see
status
next as well.
totalmente
Sure, I can just-
bustados,
Yeah,
velho.
we just
Let's show this
mouse
off.
over 'em here. Blast Furnace, Hung Jury.
Júri indeciso.
Returns as well.
Sucessão,
Session.
velho. Por que que é sucessão?
For
Ok.
anyone that hasn't had a chance to dive into Deep Stone Crypt, they can
Okay.
get their hands on a raid weapon as well.
Yeah, I should just touch on
Succession.
Succession. And there's,
Yeah, please.
four
Golpe da
variants
meia-noite.
as well. But these are fairly recent weapons, but they are, by default, you have to own the release that those raids came out in. So you have to own Beyond Light if you want to get Succession. You have
Right.
to own Witch Queen if you want to get Forbearance.
Yeah.
The Onslaught versions of these weapons are the Brave.
Sniper, é a sucessão que é da Crita Pedra Profunda, que vai estar de graça agora. Opa. É, golpes finais com granada.
Which honestly,
Não,
once you
peraí.
get
Golpes finais
success in hand,
dão
suddenly
energia de
everything's so
granada.
alive. Like, it's like a ton of bricks.
Deixa eu ver de novo.
Let's see. We also have, there we go, Midnight Coup.
Golpe da
For
meia-noite.
anyone who watched last week, thank you, Noah, as well, for going ahead and showing this off. Midnight Coup,
Nossa,
obviously,
olha
making
o
great
ornamento,
triumphant return.
filho.
Just look, actually, can you adjust it just so it shows the waves and
Os
and
status que
shades
eles mostram
on?
são simplesmente
There
horríveis.
we go.
Mas,
There we go. Just-
continuando.
That never gets old, honestly. Harkens back to one of my
Tremores
favorite times in the
cinéticos,
Black
munição
Armory.
explosiva. Golpes finais. Não, desgraça!
So we have a full list here. So we've gone over all of them in the primary slot.
50 de zoom é a mesma coisa.
Let's go ahead and move on
Na
down
sucessão
to
normal.
the green ammo
Opa.
selection as well. Obviously,
Recusa.
recruits, chat, you've all noticed that. We're just as happy
Ó,
that it's back as you
mostra a
are.
arma. Mostra a arma
Go
imediatamente.
ahead and take a look
Não,
at what
outra
else we
desse.
got in store there.
Juro.
Howl, of course. Actually,
Slide
particularly
shot.
with Luna's Howl, I know we were talking about
Slide
this
shot.
before, but, you know, these weapons are not necessarily their previous estate, just kind of held in stasis, but you guys have brought them forward with new perks. You've kind of done some redesigns as well. With Luna's Howl's
Carregador de cura, slide shot, carregador mortal e o
Yeah, in its
perk
original
dela.
shooting form, that was way too strong because it would let you two-tap a Guardian in PvP.
Número de... Peraí.
Yeah.
Não, deixa eu ver, porra. A gente vai ter que voltar na live.
Brought Luna's Howl forward as a 140 RPM hand
Sen-
cannon, but it retains the precision frame, so it's super easy to control the recoil.
Yeah.
We've also redesigned the Magnificent Howl perk.
Eles modificaram o
That
perk.
now lets you build up stacks
Then
of
I'm-
super bullets. A little bit reminiscent of Hawkmoon.
Yeah.
With precision final blows.
Yeah.
And then
Cara, eles mudaram
unleash
totalmente
the
o perk,
Guardians
velho.
to do massive damage, you can get a two-tap, but it requires a little bit more effort.
Yeah.
And obviously,
Você consegue dar 2 step, mas requer muito
Yeah,
mais
gotta button
trabalho.
down and actually land those headshots.
Depois a gente vai voltar pra eu traduzir direito isso aqui.
As I get upset
Que eles
that we're
mudaram
losing
pra
another
porra o
round of
perk, velho. Tá
trials,
porra.
but-
So we had two hand cannons in this release, Midnight Coup and Luna's Howl.
That's right, yeah.
We assigned those to two different designers.
Yeah.
And there's a competition going on to see which one is more popular or is more effective.
Eles eram a 2 designers da Band pra eles trazerem o canhão de mão. Tipo, cada um trouxe um e eles querem ver qual vai ser mais popular. Continua sendo 140 com...
I'm a little biased.
Little biased?
Continua sendo 140 com o recuo de 180, se não me engano, que eles falam.
Oh, yeah.
I'm deeply attached to that weapon.
Fair enough. All right.
We'll see.
Let's see here. All right.
Esquece o poder,
also,
Lucas.
LC's
É um
so-
teste,
actually,
é um
it's
servidor de
cool as
teste.
well.
Esquece
This is
isso.
no longer the stranger's rifle. This is Elsie's rifle now.
Yeah, Elsie's no longer a
Opa,
stranger.
sem tempo pra explicar clonada,
Yeah, this
beleza.
is a really iconic Destiny 1 weapon that everyone who played through the Destiny 1 campaign.
Rifle da Elsie, que é rifle do robô.
It's come forward with as close to its original
Desesperado
feel
momento
as
zen.
you could manage, updated for the Destiny 2
Impacto
campaign.
340.
A ton of cool new traits. It's really very, very strong, high impact
Yeah.
pulse rifle. It's running the rewind rounds.
Agora ela teve o tempo de explicar.
We made for Bolt of Glass.
Yeah.
The D2 version, which harks back to the original perks on the Stranger's Rifle in D1 as well.
And this one already looks filthy, if I might say, with Zen Moment and Desperado on there. Like that.
É, desesperado.
Did the room get colder, or what just happened, honestly? And also too, so there's a new, actually, as long as we're there, Tom, if you wouldn't mind actually opening that back up, there's a new origin trait, pardon me, as well on these.
Golpes finais dão energia de granada quando você está com uma subclasse da luz ou corpo a corpo quando você está com uma subclasse da treva. Esqueçam o poder. É teste, é servidor de teste.
Yeah, designed to keep you in the fight either way.
Yep.
Excellent. All right, Tom, let's go ahead and keep checking out. What else do we have in store here? 4 barons as well. So this is, you were talking about obviously getting that taste of raid wins.
Yeah.
How did you guys go ahead and bring 4 barons forward also too into the light? Like what, did you add new perks into the pool, or what did you guys end up doing to kind of retain that classic feel?
Pra quê?
Yeah, so we wanted it to feel like the Witch Queen version, but with slightly updated perks. So the perk pools are fairly similar, but with a couple of spicy additions. So you'll notice Disruption Break left column on a waveframe grenade launcher, super strong.
Yeah.
It's not something that you get on the original version.
Pô,
Disgusting.
Yeah, but it's got all of the old
o primeiro perk ali pro PVP é quebrado, tá? Meu Deus.
Indomitability origin trait instead of the Soul Drinker trait. And that's the same is true of any other weapons which had already shipped with origin traits.
Yeah.
Não precisamos fazer mais raid.
On there.
E a recusa com ornamento.
A limited edition ornament on the recluse as well that you have over there?
Yep, as a
Yeah.
base.
É, com ornamento exclusivo, né?
Take a look. There we go.
Ficou
Again,
foda.
the ultimate
ficou
I
foda.
was there. As you go
Essas
ahead
armas vão
and
ter
begin
perks
your
fixos?
showdown with
Acho
the
que não.
witness with the arrival
Só
of the
acho
final
que
phase.
esses aqui que estão vendo, que são, tipo, exclusivos, essas armas com ornamentos específicos, que você não pode tirar, não pode, tipo, colocar tonalizador por cima, você tem que tirar o ornamento. Depois, peraí. Acho que o mestre de armas tá igual. Você tem que tirar o ornamento pra colocar o tonalizador. Essas armas específicas, que é tipo uma de cada, acho que é fixo os perks, pelos vistos. Sim, Guilherme.
Blasting away raid bosses with that transit.
Sim, mega.
I'm just kidding. There's amazing memes associated with this weapon.
Yeah.
We actually brought it forward as one of the strongest heavy ammo grenade launchers.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we were talking about that earlier.
Eles estão falando que vai ser uma das armas pesadas mais fortes do jogo.
You can see some of the perks there. It's pretty wild.
I mean, honestly, yeah, this is already looking pretty good. This is one that would obviously find a home in my loadout. My Void one specifically.
Olha, se você não deixou o like ainda, deixa o like na live.
All right, what else do we have here?
Enquanto a gente vai descobrindo as armas aqui.
The one and only, the falling guillotine. Now, actually, one thing that you
Reação em cadeia.
kind of talking about this earlier as well that was kind of cool is this is also
não vi
going to be
que é
probably the
ávida?
first
Não, né?
sword outside of those available in Crota's End, I believe, that has sword logic on it as well.
Yeah,
That's
that's right.
roll with sword logic.
Seemed like a great opportunity to put that perk on
Não,
using
Jorge.
from that raid
Yeah.
a little bit earlier than we would normally put raid perks onto a new weapon.
Yeah. I'm also going to echo chat here for a second. Is that Eager Edge I see on there?
That is an eager edge, yeah.
Okay.
It'll only be
Tá.
the second sword
É gumi ávido mesmo.
outside of 30th.
Não, não vão ser craftáveis.
Yeah.
Have access to
It
that.
would basically just be the slammer and then the falling guillotine
Yeah,
from that's it. That's actually exciting.
Yeah, and this one has like the classic void perk combo of repulsor brace,
Yeah.
destabilizing rounds. It's good fun, and a lot of other strong
It just doesn't get old, honestly, yeah.
Yeah.
And then of
Servidores
course,
estão
we're
off,
also
Fé,
joined
por isso.
by
E
the
a
Hammerhead.
cabeça de martelo
Hammerhead, honestly. It's as long as you're dipping
com
your toe to the world of
2
black armor,
perks
this is
de
obviously
dano,
one
velho.
that has to come forward.
Everyone's
Ué.
favorite legendary machine gun.
Yeah,
Os
seriously.
caras falaram,
Past it.
It just, the
foda-se.
sound of the rate of fire, everything about it, just is one that lives on in my memories and my dream journals, honestly, at this point. This is looking fantastic. All right, so we have a whole cast of characters. Now, Tom, you've got some loadouts set up. You've got some lost sectors that you're going to go ahead and start diving in on.
Topo montanha
I think you go in
recusa.
there and start tearing it up.
Vamos ver se a topo montanha tem o cano torto ainda.
The classic
Depois do nerf,
mountaintop recluse combo here.
Yeah.
And there's some new stuff with mountaintop too, where you can rocket
Uh!
jump.
Right. So I'm so glad we got to that point this early because one of the things that was really cool
O cara pode tirar no chão pra...
development process behind the scenes was, obviously one of the core tenets was to make sure that you're retaining that classic feel of these weapons and kind of what made them so great to begin with. But you've kind of done some redesigns and expanded even just on the loot pool, on the perk pool rather. How did you guys kind of go about the process of sort of rebuilding these weapons for this modern era of Destiny?
Yeah, I mean, we held off on bringing Mountaintop into the sort of modern Destiny because it was just way too strong in both PvP and in PvE.
Yeah.
In PvP, it was like a pretty unpleasant meta when Mountaintop was part of everyone's loadout, so we definitely didn't want it to be able to one-hit kill even with
Eu não
the
esperava
range
essa.
in PvP anymore.
Fair.
So we've reduced that a little bit. But we also saw how excited people were for the danger
cano
zone
parece não tá
rocket
torto
launcher
dessa vez.
perk, launching you into the air. So we've made that part of the base behavior of the new micro missile frame grenade launcher intrinsic. So
É intrínseco da topo da montanha fazer isso aí. Então você toma dano, mas você posiciona pra cima, né? Aí tem nego voando no crisol. O problema é munição, né? Acredito que PV seja mais útil.
Adding just not only to the perk pool, but kind of the intrinsic feel of these weapons. Were there any others in particular when you guys were working on them where you're like, yes, this is how this change needs to go? Like obviously, Magnificent Howl got a change, but is there anything else in that pool that feels like it was really kind of a cool leap forward for these weapons?
I think Blast Furnace is a good example because the Black Armory version rolled with scopes, which, like, everyone would just pick the best. Like, internally, we felt like the Rasmussen ISA...
Você tá falando que o Pulso, Alto Forno, por exemplo, ele tinha opções de scope, né? E internamente eles já sabiam que se tivesse um que fosse o melhor, é o que todo mundo ia escolher. Então eles preferiam... Eles trouxeram de volta sem scopes. Só com... E vai ter canos, né?
Yeah.
But you have that classic scope geo.
Actually, also too, to channel chat one more time, as a quick heads up as well, these weapons, while they won't be craftable, they are going to be enhanceable, is that correct?
Não são craftáveis, mas os perks vão ser aprimoráveis na forma final.
Excellent, okay. So you want to make sure to really hold on to those god rolls that light.gg went ahead and told you about. Yeah.
Pô, o scope tá bonito.
É
engraçado. Nossa, bonito. É engraçado porque o scope, se você vê, quando ele não mira no Hipfire, tem aquela tem o MOBO, né? Quando ele mira, o mob some. Isso é legal.
On your side, you know, obviously having this new tapestry of rewards to work with has been pretty exciting. As you kind of went ahead and sort of hatched your plans of how players would go about getting these. Incrível que a Band não tem criatividade nenhuma, sempre usando as armas que existiam. Isso aqui não era pra existir, velho. Foi o que eu falei no início da live. Isso aqui não era pra existir. É um conteúdo que eles fizeram em 3 meses. E é de graça. Por que você tá reclamando?
There's a lot of chests in there, and every single chest has a weapon in it, and all of those chests can.
Se você estivesse pagando, eu estaria reclamando com você.
Anytime you see a chest, it's gonna happen. So, every set, not every wave, that'd be crazy. Every set, there's a chest with a weapon in it. If you do it at higher difficulty, there are 2 chests. They both have weapons in them. And if you keep
Tá falando do modo, é um baú a cada 10 e 2 baús se você fizer na dificuldade mais difícil.
If you just keep yourself kicking and get all the way through there, keep the ADU up, there's a lot of guns to be had.
So those folks who are going to dive into the Legend 50-wave version of Onslaught are going to be well rewarded for those efforts. I'm asking partially for myself, obviously, as well, and my fire team at home who might be listening.
Isolado de Dash,
really excited about attunement because it gives players some control over the drops that they get, but it retains the excitement of those drops. Like you will get your blast furnace dropping from the chest. You don't have to go and focus it or anything like that. Which we love that.
Actually, also too is, you know,
você pode dropar todas as armas dos baús da nova atividade, da investida.
It was just your personal favorite that you had a lot of fun with in a playtest, or?
Probably of these weapons, my favorite is Blast Furnace.
Yeah.
With that classic scope and.
Não é questão de reclamar, mas tirar armas que eram de graça e depois colocar de novo. Mas por isso, tirar a arma nunca deveria ter existido. Existiu. Fazer o quê? A gente reclamou, continua existindo. Não, tipo, eles falaram que não iria acontecer de novo tirar armas. Já aconteceu. Já foi há anos que eles tiraram as armas. Fazer o quê? A gente reclamou, não andou em nada. Eles estão trazendo de volta. Você não tá pagando nada. Por caralho você tá reclamando, velho.
I've been really enjoying Solar Warlock. I found is really fun in Onslaught because you can find a lane and just completely nuke it if you get your unlimited grenades going. You can just completely destroy. So I've been really partial to Luna's Howl.
Se você estivesse pagando por isso aqui, pô, eu seria o primeiro a reclamar. Armas voltando, armas que eu paguei voltando e pagar de novo, porra. Eu seria o primeiro a reclamar. Mas de graça.
The fight as much as you possibly can, and I say that partially as a void hunter who crutches on invisibility and runs away right away. So I understand and respect the hustle that I don't end up having. Also, too, we got a question from chat from Lil Camino, I think is how you pronounce the name. My mistake if you get it correct. But just to reiterate, will these weapons be attainable after the final shape arrives?
Yes, the base weapons will be, but the limited edition variants with those.
As da raid eu não entendi porque que. Acho que eles quiseram dar uma Isso é engraçado, velho. Jogar pra cima. Quiser dar uma opção pra jogadores novos, porque é de graça? Sei lá. A da rádio realmente não tem ideia. Sábado Dentro é a última DLC? Não, isso aqui não é uma DLC. Esse aqui é um update de graça.
Yeah, we try to deliver something which is like an extremely good role, not necessarily the single perfect role, because we want you to have a reason to go in and get excited for those drops.
Yeah.
But like we would say, they're a 70-80% god roll.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah. On the way, certainly.
Yeah.
And also too, is remember everyone, we're getting 100 more vault slots once the final shape comes out, so go ahead and just follow
Não esqueça, também vai ter mais 100 slots pro
We
baú.
also just wanted to make sure people aren't completely at the mercy of RNG when it comes to getting these limited edition variants. So if you log in, you do those quests at our site, you can get one guaranteed copy of a limited edition of each
Só
weapon
update?
with that
Sim, é um update que não estava previsto, que foi convocado, que eles fizeram em 3 meses por causa que era pra gente não ficar sem conteúdo durante esse tempo até a forma final que foi atrasada.
Yeah, so on final blows, it grants you grenade energy if you're running.
Não, lança dia 9.
Here we go, we got it on screen.
Yeah, there we go. So yeah, which would be.
Pra quem não viu, golpes finais dão energia de granada caso você use subclasse de luz e energia de corpo a corpo caso você use subclasse da treva.
Alright, let's see here. And also too, actually, you know, we talked kind of at the beginning about what it was like to sort of pair.
As armas da rádio eu não entendi muito bem até agora. Eu entendi que eles queriam dar uma arma boa pra jogador free, mas eu não entendi muito bem, velho. Acho que não, manda. Há com tempo para explicar agora?
Could easily have ended up being half hand cannons. We restricted ourselves to 2.
Fair.
There were a lot that could easily have made the cut that we just couldn't fit them in.
That's fair. I mean, honestly, though, between Midnight Coup and Luna's Howl, like a very, very solid cast to go ahead and come out of the gate here with.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they're really strong. And we definitely wanted to get that spread of experience across the first few years of Destiny 2 as well.
Yeah, honestly, and also too is even recalling all the way back to the Black Armory. You know, that's I think a set of weapons that so many of us think back to so fondly. Again, I think one of the.
Eu já te respondi sobre isso, Edson. Eu não vou responder de novo. Literalmente você falou a mesma coisa de outra maneira.
Yeah, and in cases where we have multiple weapons in the same archetype shipping, so we've got 2 pulse rifles, 2 hand cannons, we assigned those to different designers and like made sure that the roles that they occupy in the sandbox were sufficiently different. We also would look at the most popular roles that the weapons had originally and make sure that those still appear.
E o nome desse barulho?
It meant having to redesign some perks, which would be too strong in today's sandbox.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
O nome desse barulho?
Like when you go and you look at a blast bonus in your vault or something, you're like, man, I wish I could roll X perk that came out after that, right? Like, and made sure we put a few of those.
Esse barulho dá sem tempo?
And there's also, I'm not sure if we've seen it on screen yet, but there's a
barulho de arma Destiny 1.
that'll be joining this pool as well, won't there?
Yeah, there is. There's in this build, it's called Last Stand. The shipping name is different.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a pretty sweet perk. If we could bring up the
Dá sem tempo?
when Tom is out of danger.
Já usei tanto assim tempo que até esqueci.
On Blast Furnace, I think.
Let me shot.
Oh, there we go. All right. Well, we'll let him defend himself briefly. But we do
Não,
have a couple questions
mostra
in chat as well. So there's one that asks, Flo's Knuckles, I believe. There we go. Can we grind Onslaught multiple times?
Golpes finais com armas dão bônus de dano, corpo a corpo e kills com corpo a corpo ou granada dão um dano a mais, uma porcentagem de dano a mais, que estaca no primeiro. É tipo o tricórnio dourado, mais ou menos.
Dive on it, honestly. Yeah, go ahead and chase that roll, whatever you want. Also, too, one more quick question from chat. Mega12358, pardon me, Mega, asks, can you take the limited edition ornament off and put it on another copy of the weapon, or is it just on that one weapon?
So you can remove it, you can't put it on something else.
Cool.
It's locked to the weapon that it dropped on.
Makes sense, yeah. I mean, honestly, when it looks that good, you just gotta go ahead and stick with what you got, you know?
Yeah, if players have a favorite shader that they want to put on a weapon, they can remove it and put the shader on.
Yeah, that's true.
Can't shade the ornament.
You can go ahead and photo finish it up to your.
Você não pode fazer, não pode colocar tonalizador no ornamento, naquelas armas únicas. Acho que é, então. Acho que é
So
isso
Tom, what are you
mesmo.
running right now?
Acho que é esse barulho que eu tô lembrando
Hopping
mesmo.
around with all the
Faz
weapons
muito
here. Now
tempo,
I've
velho.
got Blast Furnace and LC's
Dois
rifle
pulsos,
on.
meu Deus.
I know double primary isn't always meta, but
We're gonna make it, man.
Como esse conteúdo é de graça e não era pra existir, então pra mim não tem o menor problema. Mas acho que. Mas não acho que é ser gratuito. Eles podem ficar reciclando.
Again, reminder, this name will be changing.
Como é um conteúdo
to
de
the
3
last-
meses, eu tô de boa. Se fosse tipo pacote de 30 anos, entendo a reclamação. Você tá pagando.
Yeah. Nice way to go ahead and clear out a bunch of red bars and then take down that yellow bar with ease if you go ahead and do everything correctly.
Não era pra existir, Edson. Esse update não era pra existir, velho. Não tava planejado, velho. É isso que eu tô te falando. E você tá insistindo na burrice. Se fosse um update de graça, que já tava em produção há, sei lá, um ano, eu concordo com você. É um update que foi feito em 3 meses pra ter algo até a forma final.
Let's see here.
Sim,
Also, too, is,
mega.
you know, I know
Só
we
as
touched
armas.
obviously on Chris's personal favorite being Blast Furnace. Kelsey, was there anything when you saw this land back on the list of the Brave Arsenal where you were like,
Não conheço,
finally,
Gabriel.
that one's back?
Tô falando sobre as armas só,
I was really
até
excited
agora.
about Luna's Howl.
I mean, that's just smart, honestly. That just makes sense.
Só tão dando showcase das armas, Gabriel.
How about you? Is there anything in particular that you know, obviously having taken such a big hand in helping design and sort of define all this stuff, you know, what are your favorite weapons and roles that have come out of this?
I'm pretty basic, pretty easy. I really am excited about Recluse and Mountaintop.
Yeah.
Like I just love that combo of being
Tá falando sobre o Valdout. Recusou pra não ter.
And get the damage perk going and feeling really
O que o
powerful.
povo não entende é que não se trata de ser conteúdo reutilizado ou não. A questão é que a Band está fazendo uma reparação histórica. Afinal, não deveriam ter tirado as armas. Exato.
It's just fun.
Can already imagine some Strand Hunter doing that.
O negócio de tirar armas, velho. Todo mundo concorda que foi horrível. É a pior coisa que a Band já fez na vida, velho.
Accidentally blowing myself up, but it's a lot harder to do now. Like I remember with Mountaintop back in the day, I would just like shoot my feet on purpose and like it
Engraçado
was
esse aqui,
usually like an instant death, and so you can really you get a lot more up close and personal with it.
Yeah, let's see. Fit nicely into a lot of builds. Honestly, I can already see a Tommy's matchbook build with that. Just floating up there, and this guy is a warlock just murdering everyone. But that is to say, now there's an opportunity for more than just warlocks to be the floating weapon platforms out there in the game. I know, Kelsey. I'm sorry. we can share.
Yes.
We can share the abilities.
Particularly with the redesign of
Mestre de armas não mudou, pelos vistos. Acho que foi só da Luna mesmo. O mestre de armas tinha sido nerfado antes de ser sunsetado.
Switch over to Manticore.
Yeah.
You can just hover around.
Just seems like a fever dream I had one time, honestly. Also, too, for the folks at home that may not have seen the Manticore.
Se a gente começou a jogar agora, não vai saber o que é reciclado. Também tem
The
isso.
intrinsic perk on that works now.
Yeah, so it's the base functionality, the way you use the weapon is fairly similar. We've tightened up its activation, so it will no longer activate if you're running downstairs and that kind of thing, which is pretty irritating. You can also just deactivate it by holding reload, and it will do that quick special reload animation.
Oh, very nice.
Before you had to wait for it to expire or like switch off the weapon.
Yeah.
And then the catalyst, instead of just giving you damage resistance, now gives you a void overshield, which of course also gives you damage resistance, but can
Tá falando alguma arma que eu não escutei.
in a pretty synergistic way.
Very nice, honestly. Yeah, between that, Devour, the whole nine, obviously, there's going to be a lot of mobile weapon.
Survivability is wild. It also decreases enemy accuracy against you, similar to the always-on-time Sparrow. So
Yeah.
you've got a ton more like damage resistance. You've got an overshield, and enemies are missing you all the time. So it's combined with being able to launch yourself up into the air easily with Mountaintop.
Yeah.
It's good fun.
That's also, too, actually, we got a question from chat that is, what's the difference between the new perk and Golden Tricorn? They sound pretty similar.
A Tricorn Dourada é a
They
pergunta.
have kind of similar functionality. The big one is that the Golden Tricorn bonus is large, but doesn't stack once you get it. So the uptime on
O Tricorn Dourada não estaca, verdade, né? Não é 50 mais 10.
Yep.
It's not
Esse aqui ele estaca, o segundo bônus de dano estaca com o primeiro. O Tricorn Dourado não.
Excellent. Okay. Makes sense.
A diferença entre Tricorn Dourado.
We got another
Yes.
chat as well. Chat question, pardon me, I should say. Will the weapon ornaments for Luna's Howl and the Recluse be equipable for the new versions of those weapons?
yes, they will.
Oh, awesome.
Both for the base versions and for the variants, you can equip any ornaments that you've got. Players have already
Elementos
noticed
são
that, some of
equipáveis
those
para
are
todas as
showing
armas.
up later in the season,
Yeah.
in the Bright Dust Storm.
For anyone out there that might go ahead and check through the databases, they might have noticed something potentially.
Yep.
Yeah, we can't say yes or no, but maybe. Firm maybe, certainly. Excellent. All right, so we're doing a pretty good job here. Tom, I gotta say, it seems like you're
Armas
making
da
some pretty
Forja?
quick work of these lost sectors.
Ah, só, essas armas que vocês viram são as únicas que vão voltar pelos
Maybe once
vistos.
or twice, potentially? You never know.
I did work on EDZ. It's been a while though.
So Tom, actually also
No,
too,
acho
you
que não,
know,
Gabriel.
as you've kind of
Entendeu?
been helping sort of build a lot of what Into the Light is going to be, you know, what was the role that these weapons played? Like, why is Shaxx choosing now to go ahead and re-equip us with this particular set of antiquities?
And part of the idea is that it's like this forbidden arsenal, right? The things that aren't, that we've kind of set aside, at least in the Crucible and other spaces. And now in this kind of dire time with our backs against the wall, we need to, you know, kind of set aside those conventions and you know, really take every advantage we can in the fight against the Witness. And kind of like, you know, having players in this moment, you know, with
Alucinante.
Into the Light, you know, it's a great time to hop in and play
Alucinante
if
já
you
voltou, não?
haven't been playing, or if you want to catch up, and we're going to give you the weapons
Ah,
you
deveria
need
que
to
não.
be ready for the final shape. Like, as long as you show
Mas
up
deveria,
every
hoje em dia,
week,
porra.
you do the work, you're going to get like an incredible arsenal.
Yeah, particularly if you had been like looking at some of the meta heavy grenade launchers.
Yeah.
You just walk
Cara,
in
duvido
and
você colocar
chances
lunas,
might
velho.
be like competitive already.
Yeah. And also, too,
Amplificador.
I just got word from back at home that also Noah is apparently back at home after last week's stream in chat, cheering everyone on. So if everyone out there wants to give him a quick yeah, great in chat, now's the time. He's listening.
Pô, convoca lunas, velho. Quero ver a desgraça.
Alrighty.
I really like auto-loading hosts around a mountaintop.
Oh yeah.
It's, I mean, I've got.
Soldados da Warner,
I've got
será que voltam um
fighting
dia?
lion, pardon our dust,
Tá
loadout
sacanagem, né?
that obviously hinges pretty heavily on autoloading holster because I never want to stop shooting any grenades. I'm
Também,
one of those.
Cadu.
I'm sorry, everyone. We're getting some love for Noah in the chat. All right, love to see it. So also too, actually, you know, over the course of developing kind of this new reward
Keep Luna.
structure, was there anything about it where you're like, all right, this is the moment. Like Onslaught is set up just right. Like, what was it like, kind of building this structure for players to go ahead and just reinvest in? I guess.
Yeah. I think when we finally got the loot explosion going, 'cause
Yeah.
there's this whole conversation and how we want it to feel when you open the chest and all this stuff and all these people working together doing tech stuff to make sure it all worked great and everyone doing their part, and then, you know, finally getting in there and just running through and seeing everything just
Yeah.
like, I guess all of your work just like flying through the air.
Não, já utilizou esse
Really
também.
satisfying, and it really felt like it was coming together. I'm also really partial to when we
Meu
started
Deus.
more icons and world art coming in. The space really started to feel tangible when Shaxx finally had the guns in his hands in the
Coloca
and all the
a
hollow
Luna.
Shaxxes for a while. They're just like
right.
this, you know.
Did you guys have that vision of the hollow Shaxxes like right away? You were like, this is how we want
Como
it to be.
assim, gamer?
What was the evolution of that space like when you guys were building it?
It was really fun working with world art and all this stuff. We had a bunch of people in the room, everyone who's dedicated to the space in some capacity, and we were just brainstorming together and laughing and coming up with all these fun ideas. So it was a huge collaborative process. And
Ah, o cara sabe tudo, você tá perdido, velho. Tá porra.
You get to work with all these people who know all these things that you don't, and make something so cool and awesome.
Yeah. Actually, also too, we got one more quick question from chat that caught my eye. Is the Master of Arms perk as powerful as before?
No, it's had to be toned down a little bit.
Fair. Yeah.
Yeah, it's still very strong. But yeah, that original
Mas o mestre de armas já tinha sido nerfado.
Kind of in a
Tipo,
league
eles estão
of
falando.
its own, certainly.
Alguém no chat perguntou se o mestre de armas tá tão forte quanto antigamente. Falou que foi modificado. Mas já tinha sido modificado.
All right, Tom. So what's your strat right now? Is it basically just Old West gunslinger?
I mean,
Opa!
I haven't
Hello, volta pra ela.
play with all these guns either, so I'm just having fun over here. Like, you guys can do your stream over there. I'm just gonna play with Midnight Coup here, which just it just feels so snappy and crispy. Like, I just gotta point it in the right direction. It
This
does
one
a
has
lot of the work.
Explosive rounds and kinetic tremors. Is that what it has?
Não,
Or-
mano, por que você puxa pra não usar, véi?
You
Pô, tá
don't
sacanagem?
need to be that accurate, I guess, with this roll. I can just kind of shoot around enemies. And
Make
it
them
does-
dance like in the Old West.
Pretty sure this is still the highest aim assist of any legendary hand cannon in the game too.
Oh, is that so?
Yeah.
Galera, se você não deixou o like,
That's
duvido tu
wonderful
deixar o
roll, by
like.
the way. So obviously,
Imediatamente.
you know, they each kind of have their different PvP and PvE flavors, but in the PvE trenches, are there any roles in particular with this new kind of set of perks that you were really caught off guard by or surprised by?
I mean, Firefly
Barulho
Data
dela.
Tremors is really, really strong. I think that was actually the role that Noah was running
Yeah.
last week.
Yeah, he was making it look pretty good,
Yeah,
thankfully.
he's smart.
And Noah's all right at the game, as it turns out.
Yeah. What else? I think the role that we've got here on Edge Transit, which is Cascade Point left column,
Yeah.
being able to just like mag dump
Yeah.
a whole drum grenade launcher, it's really strong.
Yeah.
The burst damage potential is wild.
And also, too, actually, another question from chat. To get the double perk rolls on the weapons, do you have to do higher level onslaughts, or is there a chance for them to drop with double perks in each column regardless?
There is always a chance. Those are the
Tá, você não precisa fazer níveis mais
And also, too,
difíceis da
just a
investida
quick
pra
reminder,
dropar
quests from
armas
chat
com 2
are
perks de
from our
dano,
site,
tipo
rather.
a
Those ones
martelo.
have a higher chance of giving you one of the limited edition variants, or?
Those give you the curated ones, right? The
Yes,
Curated?
those
That's
are
right,
the
thank
curated
you.
ones. So pretty much that's a guarantee that you
Oh.
can get them. But anytime you get a brave weapon, there's a chance that
Precision
it
final
will
boss.
have the double perks and the awesome appearance on it. So
Very cool.
that was actually a really fun thing. Once
Tá,
it kinda
você
got
vai
that
dando-
implemented,
dando
playing through the
cri-
first time,
é,
you just naturally got one.
baixas
Like, you'd be in a
críticas
playtest time,
e você
"Oh, I
troca o
got
perk
one, I
depois
got
e
a
ele parece ser
limited edition
infinito.
one." It's just a really fun,
It's
fun
kind of
feeling.
even just that excitement of like when you're out there doing a
Eu não vi
dungeon
quanto
farm or
dano ele
whatever
deu,
the case is,
velho.
and you're checking through all the guns
primeira
that are
tira,
sitting in your
regaço.
mailbox, and you're just like, oh, that initial set of rolls is pretty cool, and then you click in and you're like, wait, I can curate this to exactly what I want it to be. Like that moment's always pretty rewarding, honestly. So as a quick reminder to everyone in chat, so the Brave Arsenal will be able to drop from Onslaught at every stage, was it? Every 10 levels?
Yes, every set.
Excellent, okay.
Todos os 10 níveis dropa uma arma.
See, we have the experts here, obviously.
Basicamente tem um baú. A cada 10
All right, Tom,
níveis,
what's
e no nível
next
mais
on the
difícil tem 2
list?
baús.
Which lost sector is going to wilt against your powers?
I think I'm gonna go.
Volta pra lá.
I don't know what it's called, but it's in the
Volta
top
pra
of
Uvo.
the rocks
Eu
here,
quero ver
I
se o
think,
perk tá lá
right? Is
ainda.
That's where it's at. I'm trying to remember.
So you just go ahead and drop on down in.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Those fallen aren't going to be safe for long.
Yeah, can't die from full damage anymore.
It's true. That would. Who could possibly do that? That's what we have the mountaintop to do, or to use for rather to get those kills on ourselves.
Oh, wrong way. This is the right way.
Ah, finalmente eu não sabia
And
que
actually
era.
also too, so a lot of
Qual era o
questions in
setor
chat
perdido?
about the pools of perks that are going to be available, the weapons that are going to be available. You and your team over on the weapons team have also gone ahead and authored a blog that will be hitting Bungie.net tomorrow, I believe.
Yeah, that's going to list out all of the weapons and all of the perks that can appear on them.
Amanhã eles vão mostrar todas as armas e todos os perks delas.
Yeah.
Então, você já mostrou a
So,
golpe,
yeah,
velho.
plenty of
Mostra a
opportunities for all
Uivo.
the build crowd
Tudo
to go
desgraçado.
ahead and go nuts and kind of imagine their most exciting opportunities, really.
Duvido puxar a Uivo. Opa!
Actually, so also too,
Ele tá
you
com
know,
perk
we
ainda,
talked a
velho.
lot about the Brave Arsenal. Let's go ahead and touch
18 mil,
on,
12 mil, tá.
The parade set again. What was kind of the
Interessante
inspiration
como...
behind
Tá vendo ali?
that set
É Precision
and
Final
bringing
Boss,
forward now? This is
que é
kind of like
tipo
a first one,
golpes finais
full circle
de
moment
precisão,
rather that I know Thomas
vezes
mentioned.
2,
You know, why is
vezes
Shaxx
3.
choosing now to equip us with this armor set?
E agora você tem o perk vezes 3. Ou seja, você vai dar mais dano
No, it's okay.
durante os próximos 3 tiros. Será que dá 2 step, velho?
Oh, look beautiful. Kind of waiting to see like how we're gonna end up looking in the end because we weren't really sure right away which armor set we were getting.
Oh,
Here we go.
esse tonalizador ficou foda,
Excited
tá?
to see him in the chest.
Yeah, it was. I think honestly that first look
Não,
at that.
puxa o Uivo de volta, sou
the key
desgraçado.
art, you know, obviously there was an initial glimpse,
Yeah.
and it's weird because even as good as they looked, they were almost like everyone was just immediately captivated by Onslaught, immediately captivated by like.
Pô,
is that-
esse
is
tonalizador
that
preto tá
Blast Furnace?
foda,
Is that
tá?
Warlock's hands? Who knows?
If you're trying to bring back players' favorites, like there is so much nostalgia for that parade armor set.
Yeah.
Bringing that back and updating it a little bit, like
Finalmente
I
um
saw one,
tonalizador preto, velho.
the parade armor set.
Mas no branco já existe, que é o
Yeah.
dos 9, né?
Have
Será que ele
that
volta?
classic look,
Algum
obviously.
dia?
Yeah.
And
As
obviously
pessoas
getting
não
a chance
têm.
to go ahead and chase down Super Black doesn't hurt either.
Looks
No.
very cool when you break it out.
Volta pra Uivo.
Won't say much.
Será que dá 2 step? Porque ele falou que dá 2 step.
Excellent.
Eles-
Alrighty.
Ele falou que dá 2 step, mas precisa tipo de muito mais
Is there
trabalho.
anything else actually? So I know we've had a chance to walk through the Brave Arsenal. Tom, in particular on your side, you know, we've gone ahead and kind of gone around
Puxou.
and over here. Is there anything about this kind of new set of weapons and sort of the role they play and into the light that's got you excited about kind of the overall sandbox now that we're going to have available to us?
Que isso, Bardock? Fora de...
I'm really
Que
excited
isso,
about a lot of these weapons are they're not god rolls, but they're pretty close to it. Like if you show up every week and you do the weekly quest, you're going to get something that is really pretty powerful. And it's going to be like, for example, just looking at like the hammerhead here, it's got rampage and killing tally on it. That's just incredible. Like for PvE, yeah, it just never stops firing, right? Like, and then you're also increasing damage every time you take an enemy out, which is cool. And like I could look at each one of these weapons too, and they like I think we might have glossed over it earlier, but the edge transit with cascade point, like you get a kill and then you can dump the whole mag in like 2 or 3 seconds, which is really powerful. And I think people are going to find a lot of great synergies between these weapons. Like I was even like Mountaintop, Recluse, and Cascade edge transit felt great. Like I could like use the SMG while my Mountaintop is reloading, and then like getting kills with those activates Cascade Point, and I can swap over and dump the mag for edge transit and like.
Você acha da forma que o Warframe trata seu conteúdo pago e gratuito? Eu não tenho ideia porque eu não jogo com Warframe, velho. Eu te respondi.
With Elsie's rifle. And then like there's also just some classic weapons here that I really miss that I'm really excited for Blast Furnace to be back, and I'm excited to see what it does.
O que eu vou estar usando nesse post não tá escrito, né?
In the power game again, and being something that is accessible to players new and old.
Yeah. Someone who spends a lot of time in the Crucible, I'm terrified already. Proctor, thank you very much for all the hard work on that. To you and yours, obviously. All right, so I think we're probably getting to a point now. We've gone ahead and checked out the rewards, we've checked out the new social space, we've checked out the Brave Arsenal. It's probably about time for us to go ahead and start wrapping things up here. Mr. Tom Farnsworth, when you get an opportunity, feel free to go ahead and rejoin us. Relinquish your hold from the throne world, obviously.
Acho que não tem uma arma boa do Destiny que veio pra Destiny 2.
Your jump ship was right in orbit, wasn't it?
Não vou lembrar de todas agora, velho, mas deve... Acho que tem algumas boas.
Everyone's Noah and Kelsey have been keeping it warm for me in there.
That's true. All right, fair enough. Yeah, and again, we can use some sword logic later to expand it when the time comes.
É, a Buff é uma delas. A Buff ficou muito boa no Destiny.
Well, for starters, thank you all so much for taking time to join us to talk us through, obviously, the champion.
E vai, Jeffs.
Talk us through the Brave Arsenal, through everything.
Pô, a nova área social ficou foda, velho. É tipo um pouco igual ao Shure. Você vai abrindo baús e vai pegando as recompensas, né? É armadura. Aí você pode focar certas armas para droparem mais frequentemente. Mitoclasta Vex também. Rockwona, no Jardas.
Some exotic mission content and the craftable weapons that'll be available to them. Chat, I saw you mentioning some stuff about that potentially, so come back next week. Also, we'll be going to go ahead and walk through the PvP map pack as well. So if you want to see everything that's going to be coming in those 3 maps, next week will be your time. And there might be a few more additional surprises that we'll have in store for you. Never know, but and also to
surpresa semana que vem,
make sure you close with is as a quick reminder, of course, with the arrival of the final shape, you'll be able to get 100 more slots in your vault. As you can go ahead and see here on camera, we put it to good use ourselves. We had some edge transit rolls. We knew that this
o cara continua o meme, velho.
In there, so we now have those, thankfully, in safekeeping now for the
O cara continua o meme da pesada.
All right, everyone. Well, thank you all so much for taking the time to join us.
Fosse na velha torre, é que acho que a velha torre vai estar voltando no Destiny 1, né?
Same Bungie time, same Bungie place, but in the meantime, take care of yourselves.
Mais alguma boa do Destiny 1 pra vir? Acho que tem. A tua Lock, por exemplo, exótica, muito boa. Prometeu tudo e entregou nada? Não, tá sacanagem, né? Pô, tu acabou de ver a Uivo de Luna de volta. O martelo, velho. Alto forno. Como é que é nada? Pô, essa live foi muito melhor que a da semana passada, né? Mas já... É, porque semana que vem vai ter outra live. Então eles estão fazendo, tipo... Se fosse só uma live, a live ia ser, tipo, 3 horas. Pô, foi bom, foi bom. A música, filho. Legal. Legal. Eu quero ver em ação, velho. Cara, eu queria ver... Deixa eu ver se eu encontro aqui no Twitter. O perk da Lunas, velho, porque eles mudaram. E se realmente funcionar como eu falei, que é tipo... Golpes finais de precisão vão te dar, por exemplo, você matou um cara de precisão, dá vezes 1. Matou outro cara de precisão, dá vezes 2. Eu acho que com vezes 2 na Lunas... É, tipo, você tem que matar no mesmo carregador, tá? Se você recarregar depois tentar fazer de novo, você vai trocar o perk, tá? Acho que você vai conseguir dar 2 steps no Crisol, pelo que ele falou. Pô, 2 steps no Crisol é análise, viu? Calma aí. É um 140. Gostei. Gostei. Lembrando, dia 9 de abril tem os novos mapas do Crisol. Tem 4 novos mapas. A gente vai estar provavelmente vendo eles semana que vem também. Nunca se esqueçam disso. Eu gostei. Gostei da live. Olha, se você puder deixar like. É, vou tentar entrar no jogo agora. Deixa eu ver. Pera aí. Ah, não cairei no teu bait, Guilherme. Mas foi bom. Milagre que vão trazer esse mapa de novo. Já tinha sido anunciado há muito tempo, né? Vamos ver o que tá na loja. Faz um vídeo sobre os altos 450, irei fazer. Promoção de prata. Tá aí pra quem quiser. Até 1 de abril. Deixa eu ver. Evento da Eververso. Flashback, temporada da Alvorada. Meu Deus. Poeira, né? Nunca esquecemos. Ah, tá de volta. Pra quem não teve, né? Não pegou o passe. Isso aí. Acho que não consigo ver do... Consigo ver do Arcano? Não, essa é do Arcano. Simetria tá de volta também. Ah, o ornamento, né? Do passe. O fantasma que nem Deus lembrava. Nem Deus lembrava disso aqui também. Esse aqui eu lembro. Ah, e foi finalização, provavelmente, né? Stonks. Tonalizadores. Guarda-caça. Um crinhe. Até que é legal ver. Vou mentir. Ornamento pra caos mini ferramenta. Que é uma arma muito boa agora, tá? Então pra quem quiser uma 900, tá muito boa. Purpoeira. Esse aqui. Esse. Esse. E esse. Ornamento pra sopro. Mentira, tá? Gastei 500. Ponto. Meu Deus do céu, Guilherme. Caixa das armas que vão voltar. Pô, legal. Achei boas, velho. Ninguém liga pro pardal, né? Ninguém liga pra essa nave. Com certeza ninguém liga pra esse fantasma. Não entendi essa manopla. Por que tem uma manopla do nada sendo vendida ali? Como assim, velho? É diferente, tá? Time completo de que, velho? Quê? Eu nem tava jogando. Mano, por que tem uma manopla sendo randomicamente vendida, velho? Que porra é essa? Valeu, mano. Obrigado pelo convite de amizade pela 7ª vez. Ah, beleza, tem essa aqui. E no meu caçador tem Essa aqui. Que aparentemente eu não usei. Yoink. Ah, 1200. Calma aí. Isso aqui... Pera aí. Isso aqui é desse set, velho. Que veio o set que veio com... Reparação 14? RJ, ornamento da Eververse da Alvorada. Que? Acho que vai vir o set. É, então é possível. Quem quiser ver o set que vai estar voltando aí aparentemente pro caçador. Não, olha o que você me escreve. RJ, o ornamento do Eververso da Alvorada. Pô, 1.200 é muito caro, velho. O que você acha? Deixa eu ver. Ah, peraí. Deixa eu ver do Titã, então. Nível as roupas por prata? Pô, mas... Quem não conhece isso aqui, velho? Isso aqui é do passe antigo da temporada. Ah, isso aqui é do 7. Ok, vamos pro arcano. Ah, peraí, deixa eu só mostrar do caçador por prata, né? Porque não tem o passe. Não pegou o passe na época. Aí. E do arcano é esse, ou seja... Ah não, já tem. É esse aqui. Minha arma mudando a cor. Aqui não tem. Deve vir o set inteiro. Pena que é prata. É, aquele ali, imagina que já tava sendo... Já tinha sido vazado, né? Que ia ser prata. Ou estão falando muito de Warframe por aqui? Fazer o quê? Gostaria muito de entender o porquê da Band coloca os trajes mais da hora pro prata. Pô. Quer saber por quê? Eu te explico por quê, velho. Acho que não é muito difícil de entender. Spoiler. Dinheiro. Dá uma ódio? Cara. Me escuta imediatamente. Me escuta imediatamente. Tá me escutando? Isso aqui é do passe da 10 anos atrás. Como que você acha que isso aqui ia ser vendido por poeira, velho? Eu não sou um cara que caça com dinheiro. Dinheiro em jogo. Mas... Não muda nada. É cosmético. É a mesma coisa que eu ir no Apex, sei lá, reclamar que o jogo... Pô, as roupas bonitas estão na loja. A mesma coisa que eu ir no COD e falar que as melhores skins estão na loja. Porra. Caralho, Aramiro, você não serve pra... Opa, pra porra nenhuma. Ô Pira, você tira uma grana do YouTube. Por que passa na tua mente, DC, pra fazer uma pergunta dessa? O que você imagina? Acho que você... Antes de você digitar e colocar no chat, acho que você consegue se auto-responder, velho. Pô, onde que ia o chat hoje? Os tonalizadores. Saber? Mas não é da tua vida, véi. O que isso tem a ver com a tua vida, porra? Oxi. Acho que eu vou na live, sei lá. Acho que eu vou na live do Aster Crosby. Pô, quanto é que você ganha do YouTube? Por favor, me responda imediatamente. Ah. Agora. Acho que é tudo, né? Não tem mais nada. Opa, peraí, deixa eu ver. Box obscura. Câmara de cristal. Semana. E a masmorra é... Outro não. Acho que a masmorra é outro mesmo. Cara. Tipo... Eu acho muito engraçado, velho. Tipo, digita alguma coisa burra uma vez, beleza, velho. Você errou. Mas vai insistir na burrice é pior ainda, DC. Perguntei se ganha alguma coisa. O que você acha? Se... DC. DC. É isso. Um resto bom dia. É meu carinho. Ai, ai. Tá ignorante? Porra, como é que você é ignorante, velho? Ignorante é a pergunta, cara. Qual é o meu NTC? Deixa eu ver. Nossa, nem foi a minha espada. Meu Deus. Vai saber se faz por amor. É o que eu falei. Digitar burrice uma vez, beleza. Continuar insistindo na burrice é o teu problema. Essa atualização vai chegar quando? 9 de abril. E a arma é o lança-granadas. Lança-granadas subcorrente. É legal até pra PvE, se não me engano. Deixa eu ver qual é o TSNV. Campo de batalha furtivo. Acho que é mais fácil dos... de hoje em dia. Farei, Shadow. Acho que é isso, né? Não tem mais nada. Ah, verdade, né? Vai estar voltando a Forbearance, velho. É. Eu não entendi essas armas voltando, velho. Essas duas armas da Raid me deixaram triggered. O modelo da Uno voltou, mas não o DNF, é. Pô, eu fiquei triste. Porque o modelo DNF pra mim é melhor. Prefiro subcorrente, né? As duas são boas, velho, mas a Forbearance é tipo, a melhor GL pra PV, velho. Nem perto. Nada legalzinho pra farmar essa semana? É. Meio... Qual será a arma do Osiris, velho? Pô, se for o GL, eu farmo. Se não for o GL, fudeu. Não vai ter nada pra fazer essa semana. Meu Deus, ó o pai. Tem que farmar a Veredito. Tem. Aproveita que a Vogue, a Câmara de Cristal, é a raid da semana. Então caso você queira Vex, caso você queira Veredito, Arauto, aproveita. Duas armas da raid que estão sem Sunset, mais Juro Indeciso e Guilhotina. Eu não entendi. Tipo, a Juro Indeciso, beleza, fazer o que, né? A Guilhotina, beleza. Muita gente não tem, uma boa. As duas armas da raid realmente não... Fiquem em análise. Qual encontro? Arauto você farma no Templário. A Vex, obviamente, no boss. A Veredito não tem ideia, velho. Acho que Templário também, não? Essa semana que mudaram o dano dos 450? Não, acho que só dia 9 de abril. Deixa eu ver. Bungie. Deixa eu ver. Teve patch, né? Não teve nada hoje. Teve um patch só pra arrumar alguns bugs. Já quero o tonalizador All Black, pô. Vai ficar insano, velho. Na verdade, eu tenho que fazer todos os desafios na mestre. Mas sim. Você pode pegar normal. Mas mais farm por farm. Tipo assim, se for um jogador novo que tá voltando, tipo, são armas pagas, isso que é foda. Essas duas da raid. Isso que eu não gostei. Mas pra jogador gratuito é de graça, né? É de boa. Acho que eu já vou de base. Não tem muita coisa pra fazer. Amanhã devo fazer a live, talvez. Amanhã a partir das 9 h 10. Se não tiver em live, terá vídeo essa hora. Beleza, galera. Vou de base. O resto é uma boa terça-feira. Uma conduta é boa pra PV. Muito, muito boa de caçador, velho. Se você usar a bota exótica. Muito, muito boa. O resto é uma boa terça-feira. Aproveitem. DC vai pro inferno com essa pergunta burra que você fez. O resto é uma boa terça-feira. E nos vemos no vídeo que terá mais tarde. Só preciso fazer a miniatura. E é isso. Não, o DC sabe que é. O problema do DC foi insistir na burrice. É isso. Dorme com essa, ó. Boa terça-feira aí, todo mundo. Falou.